We can begin the story of the ministry of EPC Stara Zagora by saying that the church was planted in 1913. It was the church that began the Pentecostal denomination, or the Union of Pentecostal Churches, in Bulgaria. And our ministry with the orphans began in 2006. Our ministry began with two orphans, Detelin and Rumen. They were orphans who were raised in orphanages until they turned 19. Many orphans are like that, like Detelin and Rumen. And we began to work with them and look for ways to integrate them in our society, in our church, and find jobs for them. We thought there is no other way for the orphans to be self-sustainable in the long run if we just provide for their basic necessities without helping them with finding work. Today, Rumen and Detelin work, and they provide for their own lives, and they're thinking of getting married soon. We began to work with them, and we trained them and equipped them to be leaders as volunteers of this ministry. Lechazar and Ivan, two other orphans. They were from Maglish, and they were the ones who were trained to work with special polyphonator. This is equipment from the Ukraine that helps orphans who have problems with hearing and also speaking. And today, Lechazan and Ivan are orphans who are working with our own church and also with the ministry to the orphans. They regularly go to Sofia and get additional training, and they also pass the training they have had to others in Stara Zagora. We understand the problems and challenges of our church and many churches to actually be self-sustainable in ministry and provide more than just giving food and clothes to the orphans, but give them dignity and help them finding jobs. This is why we work with the orphans in this way. Stilian is one of the students who had very bad childhood. He was molested and also had problems with physical violence in his home. But we began to work with him when he was 14. Today he is 19. He's part of the church and he serves with the orphan. All the people that serve with our ministry have been touched by the church ministry in one way or another. Stanislav and Zhelyazko, for example, are children who have been through very hard times in their homes and families. But they began to attend the church and desired to work with the orphan ministry. Today, Stanislav and Zhelyazko are part of our volunteer team. They work with the other orphans and the children in our church. Dinko is one of the orphans who had his mother and father deceased because of sickness and illness. Dinko became an elder in our church, and today we help him with additional education and also his high school diploma. After that, he wants to study to become a doctor. But today he's part of the orphanage ministry, helping other orphans get established in the church, find jobs, and eventually become self-sustainable. This is what we can say about our orphanage ministry. It's a ministry to the people who need our help, our support, our love and care. This is the ministry of EPC Stara Zagora.